Hi and welcome to A Week in Walford, the EastEnders review show hosted by two people who quite fancy getting driven to Paris for their tea. I'm Johnathan Hughes.
And I'm Sarah Doran.
This week's headlines: Joyce killed off,
Slaters face the music,
and Jack and Mel's doomed romance. So we start with some very sad news. Joyce Murray, R.I.P. She did. She's gone.
Quite swiftly as well. I mean, 1 minute she was there kind of complaining that Ted had gone off to the chess competition with Bernadette.
Skyping Alan in Australia.
Skyping Alan, yeah. It was like,
Happy birthday,
hello,
Alan, by the way, yeah.
And then the next, it was just a hand hanging out of a bed.
That was pretty chilling. And then the whole of Friday's episode, you didn't know for ages whether Ted knew she was dead, whether she was dead. He was kind of, obviously, as we later realised, going through the motions in complete denial. It was heartbreaking.
I thought it was quite strange when he had burned those hot cross buns and you know, the fire alarm was going off, and he didn't think it odd that she hadn't come out of the room.
Yeah, that was the sign really that you thought.
Yeah, I mean, I thought, is this just a bit strange? But then I realised, no, this was all kind of part of a quite beautifully written, I think, sequence of events that just unfolded throughout the episode. And I think we've noticed, you know, Ted we've seen getting really involved with the community throughout his run. Yeah. And he was even there to send Aidan out of Walford.
You know what, if it hadn't been for Ted Murray turning up, along with, you know, I mean, forget Vincent, Phil, Mick, all the Hartmen, Ted was there, wasn't he, on the end of the bar saying, "Sling your
right,
Maguire."
Said Ted.
Right, said Ted.
Get out of here. I shouldn't be making Ted jokes in this, because it is quite a sad storyline.
It's very sad. But he had more to do than Joyce did, really, as a character.
But then as this episode unfolded, members of the community kind of revealed to Ted that, oh no, you may not have seen this on screen, but Joyce has actually, you know,
we were going to church together, we were always hanging out.
You know what Joyce is like.
Oh, you know Joyce. Well, we didn't know Joyce. I think that was the problem. I think that's what's going to be hard about saying goodbye to this character. Never really knew her. I feel like they never gave her much of a chance. And also, I felt, and I know some fans felt this as well, that the Murrays were almost unnecessary replacement for the Cokers, who were unceremoniously axed. And they came in and they were kind of Coker light, and now one of them's dead.
I know.
What do you think?
Maybe Les and Pam can come back and they can be pals with Ted. Maybe they can help him with his grief.
I hope so. Well, they're going to need a visit to the Coker funeral parlour, whatever happens.
R.I.P. Joyce.
R.I.P. Joyce. On to lighter matters. The Slaters, this time last week, the bonkers come back and fake death of Kat's fake death in the Slaters come, but that was the big news last week. So they're facing the music this week, and everyone realises that Kat isn't dead, and they had to kind of beg for forgiveness. How did that go?
Well, I loved when they rocked up to the Vic, and Kim was having none of it.
Oh, and Kim I love when Kim in the market said to Kat, "Here she is, rent a ghost." I thought that was good. I
kind of felt for Kat in a way, because she really had nothing to do with this. And I kind of felt a bit strange that it waited until this week, until this very end of the week, for them to actually say, you know, none of us knew what Mo was up to. We all genuinely believed Kat was dead. You know, rather than saying, Stacey, God, that must have been so traumatic for you. Someone flings an egg at the back of her head.
It was quite, It
was a brutal episode for Stacey Friday, that final one, because she got egg to the back of the head and then she got a ring to the face.
She did get a ring to the face from the Brummy Kira Maguire herself, Annie Pritchard. She was back. She meant business. She is Kira Maguire, basically, with a different accent. She turns up, not a hair out of place, in a fabulous coat, with some muscle, wanting money. It's kind of the same storyline, but
and of course, Jean coughed up the goods. She went and got all the money for them.
Queen Jean, your favourite. You said Jean is the best, and you were right.
Yeah.
But now someone has to owe someone money in this storyline. Now everyone owes Jean money. I can't really keep track. What is good is that the Slaters are now all in situ, aren't they? They're staying around. Stacey's got her family around her, and it's the start of the next chapter for the Slaters. Only thing is, just want to make this point, none of those women are actually Slaters anymore. Moon, Harris, Fowler, Walters, don't forget Jean married Ollie. So it's a new era for the Moon, Harris, Fowler, Walters, Slaters.
I feel like we should call them the Impersislaters.
They're not even Slaters, they're Impersislaters.
That'd be an amazing girl band. Step aside the Nolans, the Impersislaters are coming with the You Ain't My Mother remix.
Oh my god.
It's like, you ain't my mother. Yes, I am.
Yes, I am. I can see that. Oh,
Number one next week, you guys.
You heard it here first. Can't wait for that. Also, kind of talking about the past, the Slaters are back. Mel is back. Mel and Jack had this kind of frisson going this week. Oh, hang on, they didn't, because I don't think they've got any chemistry. And I feel a bit like it's quite an obvious move to get these two characters together, don't you think?
On the subject of their chemistry.
Yeah.
Like, what was it, ham and egg sandwiches he brought her?
Oh.
I mean, come
Who could
on.
resist? Soap sexiest male voted several times over, Jack Branning, and that's what he brings for a date. Sorry, Jack. No. I think it's kind of obvious to get these two together. I think also they're really shoving it down the viewers' throats that she's a bit like Ronnie, he's a bit like Steve, almost to the point where they were asking each other, tell me about your ex. It's basically you. Played by a different actor a couple of years ago. Did you not think that? It's a bit unsubtle.
I got that vibe as well. Yeah. And I mean, they're trying to make Hunter this mini Steve.
Yes.
And I'm really not sure why, if they wanted to do that, why didn't you just give Roman Kemp a buzz, guys? See if he fancied it, you know? That's not to take away from the young actor who plays.
No, he's very good, but he has got Roman Kemp hair.
Yeah.
I'm
just saying.
Just saying, that's true. Also, why is he so obsessed with his mum's love life? Do you find that's a bit weird? Would you be that obsessed with your parents?
I mean, if you're the only child and you've been raised by your mum alone, you can kind of get where you might have a bond. Maybe. But surely Mel's had other relationships and Hunter's been absolutely fine with them.
Well, he's really fond of Ray, who we've only seen on text on his phone. Yeah, he likes him, but he doesn't like anyone else. Why is that? Bit weird. I also wonder whether the curse of Jack's bride is kind of making Hunter think, I don't really want my mum to end up in a wedding dress at the bottom of a swimming pool.
Do you know what it is? Hunter doesn't want to have to move to Ongar.
Oh.
That's what it is.
He
doesn't fancy it.
He's heard all about Ongargate and how that ended very badly for poor old Ronnie. So yeah, I think that's a bit kind of lazy, really. If Jack and Mel get together, I'd rather Mel get together with Max Branning personally. I think that'd be much more exciting.
Ooh. Well, I mean, he's worked his way around the square.
I know, she's the only person he hasn't slept with because they weren't in the show at the same time together. Anyway, so join us in 7 days' time, and maybe we'll find out if Hunter signed his mum up to Tinder. Who knows? Join us for another week in Walford.